Hello, good morning. This is Jorge Herrera. Today is Tuesday, and I'm here with you like many other Tuesdays. And I'm going to talk about one of my passions, that is personal growth. And I've been reading the book, it's a trilogy. It's actually three small books written by Wallace Wattles, and is the science of getting rich, the science of being well, and the science of being great. And I have also been listening and watching some videos by Bruce Lipton, Joe Dispenza, Bob Proctor, and I want to share those concepts with you because we are living a time where the world is having difficulty with their spiritual side because most of leaders are trying to accomplish an agenda to change the world to their liking, and these leaders does not really present any spirituality. It's just on the physical part of that they want to manage the world. So I've been listening to Bruce Lipton, and he makes he makes a tremendous contribution to humanity because he is presenting great points on our for us to try to understand who we are, because he was a biologist, a scientist that it was basically focused in the physical part of us, the human body. He was studying the cells. He found out that the cells were intelligent, and that we as human beings are just a community of trillions of those intelligent cells. But he made the switch once he was able to understand certain points where he realized that heredity or genes had not much to do with our behavior and how, for example, our health was presented. That it was more reason of the environment or our actual thinking what was creating that behavior in our health. And he made the switch to the spiritual side because he's been trying to understand and has spent a lot more time now on learning about the mind, the thoughts, and correlating that with our behavior. He wrote a book, The Biology of Beliefs, and in this book he presents his findings that he learned that cells are intelligent and they react to the environment. And for us, that is very important to understand, because um, if we learn that the environment is what causes our behavior, then we can adapt, we can change the environment to get different results. And he mentions, along with Bob Proctor, they both mention a surgeon and plastic surgeon that in the 1900s he realized that when he helped people make drastic changes in their personal image, in their physical, then a lot of them had tremendous transformations, tremendous changes, but some of them did not. So that puzzled him, and that's what got him studying that, and he learned that we actually carry two images, or that we normally understand that we have two images. One is the image that we see in the mirror, our physical image, and the other one is our mental image. And it's very important for us to understand that we pay attention to two images, the physical image and the mental image, because the mental image is actually the most important to the results that we can achieve when we engage on any project, being lose weight or become a successful entrepreneur, successful speaker, successful business person, successful professional. So that mental image is a huge part of it. It's a huge part of being able to achieve those goals. Because if, let's say that we start a diet, and it could be the most important diet or the most effective diet that we could think of, could be keto, or could be any diet, but we maintain a mental image of ourselves of being an overweight person, oversized person, laying on the couch, not doing any exercise, eating all the time. If we entertain that image, there's no diet in the world that is going to help us. So it is important that we align our mental image with the thoughts that we entertain most of the time, and the actions that we take to achieve that goal. So we need to change that mental image of the overweight, oversized, lazy individual to one of an active, energetic, slender, active person, and combine that with the proper activities. In that way, we achieve those goals. With the proper activities, we can become that speaker, that successful entrepreneur. But it's important to change that mental image and keep the proper mental image most of the time in our minds of being that successful entrepreneur, speaker, or the slender person. So that's what I wanted to share with you on that point. And in reference to what Bruce presents to us on the biology of belief, we need to understand that genes or heredity are not the biggest cause of our illnesses or behavior, but our the response to the environment, the signals that we are receiving, and our mental control of that environment. What can help us get the proper behavior in us. And it's important to understand that we are spiritual beings with magnificent mental capacities, thanks to our brain in our magnificent body, that we live in it temporarily. And that's extremely important, that we live in a magnificent body temporarily, because that allows us to understand that death is more natural. Because by knowing that we're living temporarily in this magnificent body, we already know that we're gonna die one time, so it's more naturally. So that fear mongering, that if you don't do this or you don't that, you're gonna die, can be controlled easier when we understand that we are still going to die, whether we do one thing or another, because we live in this magnificent body just temporarily. So that is of great help to deal with the fear that is out there, with all those viruses and illnesses, and also wars, and all that stress with problems with our economics, the challenge with our economics, but using our mental capacities and understanding that we can control that environment help us to manage that stress easier, and our results are better. So if you want to connect with me, you can reach me at jorgeherrera.com. jorgeherrera.com. And Jorge is spelled Jorge. Thank you for visiting. Smile, enjoy nature, and don't pay attention to all that fear mongering and all those problems that are presented to us in the economic side, because that increases your stress, and the stress reduces our immune system, and then we can get sick easier. So smile, be tolerant, and I'll see you next week. Thank you.